Basketball did not slowly evolve over centuries like most sports. It was in fact invented deliberately in a gym during winter as a solution to a specific problem. Athletes needed to be kept active, competitive, and disciplined when outdoor sports were impossible, and physical violence needed to be avoided at all costs. In the year 1891, a physical education teacher named James Naismith was given 14 days to create a new indoor game for his students, which he did. It sounded easy, but it really wasn't. It had to be physically demanding, mentally engaging, and safe enough to prevent injuries common in football and rugby. Naismith's solution was almost accidental. He took a soccer ball, which was large and soft enough to discourage punching, hung 2 peach baskets on opposite ends of a gym, and wrote a basic set of rules designed to reward passing, positioning, and accuracy rather than brute strength. The original version of basketball looked nothing like the modern game. There was no dribbling, very little running with the ball, and players mostly stood in place, occasionally passing to teammates and attempting set shots, turning the game into a test of control, patience, and spatial awareness. What made basketball so special in the beginning was that it was designed around human movement rather than traditional movement. Naismith purposely limited physical contact, also restricting movement with the ball, and elevated the target, aka the net, forcing players to think vertically and strategically instead of simply overpowering one another. This is a large reason why fouls exist and why basketball is so much more technical than games like football. As the game spread through schools, colleges, and community centers, players began pushing its boundaries. Dribbling was introduced as a way to move more freely. Peach baskets were replaced with metal rims and nets, and the game slowly shifted from a controlled exercise to a faster, more fluid and technical sport. By the early 1900s, basketball had moved beyond the gym and into public playgrounds and amateur leagues, allowing the sport to grow organically across different regions and cultures. As athletes adapted to the game adapted to athletes. Taller players found advantages near the basket. Faster players thrived in transition and jumping ability. It became a defining skill, transforming the rim into a focal point of human performance and vertical explosion. The rise of professional leagues accelerated basketball's evolution. Rule changes such as the shot clock and the three-point line were introduced to prevent stagnation. These rules increased scoring and rewarded creativity, along with decision-making and speed under pressure. The competitive nature led to the creation of the NBA as a global league. Basketball transformed from a regional sport into an international language of competition. Players from all around the world brought different styles, rhythms, and techniques, expanding the game's identity while preserving its original structure. Unlike sports born from survival rituals or warfare such as soccer, basketball reflects a different chapter of human history. It shows what happens when movement, competition, and space are intentionally engineered, then refined through decades of play. What began as a winter training experiment became one of the most recognizable sports on Earth, not because it was ancient, but because it was built around how humans think, move, and compete in confined spaces. Basketball was not discovered, it was designed, and then the world decided to shoot with it. Anyways, make sure to follow for future sports content.